Okay, so when you're trying to grow a business, like really scale things up, feels like everyone's got an opinion on marketing, right?
Yeah, totally. Like everyone's an expert all of a sudden.
Like a fire hose of advice,
Mm.
and it's hard to know where to even start.
It really is. It can be so overwhelming.
So that's what we do here, right? We dig deep into the stuff that actually makes a difference.
That's right. Cutting through the noise.
And today we've got this super practical article about 10 marketing strategies that are like purpose-built for growth.
Yeah. And what I liked about this one is it doesn't just focus on, like the latest trendy tactic.
Right.
It covers the fundamentals, but then it also brings in some of those more innovative things, the stuff that can give you an edge.
Totally.
Yeah.
And our mission in this deep dive is to like really unpack these strategies, not just list them off.
Right.
We want to pull out the golden nuggets, like the actionable insights, so you can walk away and be like, okay, that's the one I need to try.
Exactly.
You're giving you the cheat sheet to smart marketing.
I like that the cheat sheet.
So we're going to be talking about social media, obviously email marketing. We've got this interesting section on like co-branding, affinity marketing, and cause marketing all bundled together.
Oh, that's an interesting combo. Yeah.
Then we'll hit blogging, video, podcasting, SEO. Got to have SEO.
Can't forget SEO.
They're the rise of AI, which is huge right now.
Huge.
And finally, the good old-fashioned power of referrals.
All right, I'm ready. Let's dive in.
Let's do it. So first up, social media. I mean, it's kind of the elephant in the room, right?
It is. I mean, the article points out that something like 63.7% of people use social media.
Wow, that's a lot.
It's a huge potential audience, and it's where a lot of your existing customers are already hanging out.
Exactly. And it's not just about, posting pretty pictures.
Yeah.
It's become this like multifaceted tool.
Absolutely.
An article talks about this dual function, reaching new people, but also serving your current customers.
Yeah, it's like their first point of contact for support or just to see what you're up to.
Totally. It's almost like an expectation now.
It really is. And what's interesting is how social media is becoming a search tool.
Oh, yeah. Tell me more about that.
Well, they mentioned YouTube specifically. It's the second biggest search engine globally.
I knew it was big, but the second biggest, wow.
Yeah, over 2.5 billion people logging in every single month looking for information.
So when you're creating those videos, it's not just about entertainment. It's about answering questions.
Exactly like you would on Google or Bing.
Which makes sense when you think about it, right? Like if I need to fix something or learn how to do something.
First stop YouTube.
First stop YouTube.
Right.
Exactly. But the article also says, don't go crazy trying to be on every platform.
Oh, yeah. That's key. You can't be everywhere at once.
It's about focusing your energy where your people are.
Right. So understanding your target audience is like step number one.
So are they on TikTok? Are they scrolling through Facebook? Are they more visual on Instagram? Or are they like the LinkedIn professional crowd?
It's about knowing your audience and tailoring your content.
Right. Because what works on LinkedIn might totally bomb on Instagram.
100%. Sharing a super serious company update might not work on a platform that's all about, aesthetic visuals and quick hits.
Exactly. And the article lays out these 3 tips for making social media work for you. And the first one is all about showing the human side of your brand.
Yeah, and that's so important now, especially with AI,
Yeah, it's everywhere.
People want to connect with people. They don't want to feel like they're talking to a robot.
So true. So true.
So showing that personality, behind the scenes stuff, employee spotlights, it all helps.
Yeah, makes you relatable.
Exactly.
The second tip is about being a resource, not just constantly selling.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be bombarded with buy this, buy that all the time.
Yeah, it gets old fast.
Instead, think about providing value, sharing helpful tips, answering questions, becoming a trusted source of information.
It's about building trust in relationships.
Exactly. And often social media is the very first interaction someone has with your brand, so make it count.
Make a good first impression.
Yeah, don't scare them off.
And then the last tip for social media is consistency.
Right. Keep showing up.
Because the algorithms, they love that.
They do. They reward consistency. Plus, it's good for your followers. They know what to expect.
Yeah, they see your posts more often.
More visibility, broader reach, it all connects.
Okay, so let's move on to email marketing, which some people might think is like, so yesterday.
Right, but the article argues it's still a powerhouse.
Yeah, especially for nurturing leads and turning them into paying customers.
Exactly. And the foundation of that is building an email list.
The list is everything.
And the article gives some really solid steps on how to do that.
Like, what are some of the things that jumped out at you?
Well, first, make it easy to sign up. obvious calls to action on your website, social media, wherever people are.
Make it a no-brainer.
Right. And then offer an incentive like a discount or a free download, something valuable.
People love free stuff.
They do. It's a win-win.
And then, same as social media, don't make it all about selling.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Provide value, share insights, industry, news stuff people actually want to read.
Keep them engaged.
Exactly.
The article also talks about segmentation, which I think is really powerful.
Oh, yeah. Segmenting your list is huge because not everyone is interested in the same things.
Right.
So you can tailor your emails based on, past purchases, what links they've clicked on.
So you're not sending like cat food ads to dog owners.
Exactly. You're speaking directly to their needs.
Which brings us to automation, right? Setting up those workflows so things happen automatically.
Welcome emails, re-engagement emails, all personalized and happening in the background.
Saving you so much time.
A ton of time.
And then, of course, those calls to action in your emails. Got to have those.
Oh, absolutely. But they don't always have to be about buying.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it could be visiting your website, downloading something, following you on social media.
So multiple goals.
Yeah, just keeping them engaged, moving them along.
And the article mentions A/B testing, which I'm a huge fan of.
Me too. You can't just guess, you have to test.
Different subject lines, different copies, see what resonates.
Exactly. Data-driven decisions.
Love it. Okay, so next up, we've got this trio of strategies that the article groups together: co-branding, affinity marketing, and cause marketing.
Yeah, I was curious about that combo. Let's break it down.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
So co-branding is essentially when two or more companies team up
Yeah, they join forces.
to promote something new, a new product or service.
And the idea is they each get to leverage each other's credibility and potentially reach a whole new audience.
It's like borrowing each other's cool factor.
Exactly. And the article gives some interesting examples like BMW and Louis Vuitton.
Oh, yeah, for like luxury luggage.
Yeah, or Milka Chocolate teaming up with Oreo.
I've seen that one.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
It makes sense, right? They both benefit from the association and they get to tap into each other's customer base.
Plus, they can share costs, share knowledge. It's a win-win.
Right.
Now, affinity marketing is a little different. It's more about collaboration between brands that cater to similar interests.
So like a coffee shop and a bakery.
Yeah, or maybe a car repair shop partnering with an insurance company for discounts.
Or even an airline doing package deals with hotels.
Totally. And they mention Red Bull and GoPro in the article, which is such a good fit.
Oh, yeah, they both appeal to that, adventurous, energetic crowd.
Exactly. So they do content together,
Yeah.
cross-promote each other. It's a natural partnership.
Makes perfect sense.
And lastly, cause marketing, which is when a for-profit company teams up with a nonprofit.
Yeah, and the goal there is to do some good in the world, but also boost the company's image.
It's about aligning your values with a cause you believe in.
Exactly, and they highlight Bandcamp Fridays as an example.
Yeah, where they waive their fees to support musicians.
It's a great way to generate positive PR, build loyalty, and show that you care.
Okay, let's talk blogging. Is it dead? Is it irrelevant?
Oh, the article says no. They actually quote a statistic that something like 77% of internet users still read blogs.
So it's still a thing.
It is, but the approach has shifted.
Okay, so what's changed?
Well, it's less about selling in every post and more about providing value, becoming a thought leader.
So establishing your expertise.
Exactly.
And the article lists a bunch of benefits like driving traffic to your website through SEO.
Yeah, they say that companies who blog get like 55% more website visitors.
Wow, that's significant.
It is, and it's also a great way to generate leads.
Oh, right, with like pop-ups and offering free downloads.
Exactly. You can capture those email addresses.
Turn those readers into potential customers.
And the great thing is you can repurpose that blog content.
Ah, yeah. Use it for social media email marketing.
Get more mileage out of your efforts.
Plus, it's relatively cost-effective compared to some other marketing.
It is, and it has that long-term value. The content can keep working for you.
And the article really stresses that consistency with blogging is key.
Yeah, showing up regularly, providing that high-quality content, that's how you build authority.
Makes you the go-to source.
Right, and they even talk about sharing those articles on other platforms like Medium, Quora, even LinkedIn.
Amplify that reach.
Exactly.
All right, let's talk video. It's kind of unavoidable these days, right?
It is. I mean, everyone's consuming video content.
And the article says that something like 86% of marketers are using video.
Yeah, and a good chunk of them are reporting, increased sales and more traffic.
Because it works. It's such a powerful way to communicate.
Especially for explaining things, demonstrating solutions. That old saying, show, don't tell.
It's so true. And the variety of video content is amazing.
Yeah.
How-to videos, customer testimonials, behind-the-scenes peeks.
Animated explainers even.
So many options.
And we can't forget about YouTube.
Oh, yeah. Back to the second biggest search engine.
People are actively searching for solutions there, so if you have video content that answers those questions,
They're going to get seen.
you're going to get seen and potentially drive some serious sales.
And the article encourages repurposing those videos.
Right. Share them on social media, embed them in your blog posts.
Get that extra mileage. There's also this myth that you need a fancy studio and a big budget to make good videos.
Yeah, the article debunks that.
They say all you really need is a good idea, a decent camera,
Even your phone can work.
and some basic editing software.
There are tons of free and affordable options out there.
So no excuses.
And they also mentioned TikTok, which is just exploding right now.
TikTok, yeah.
Yeah.
Can't ignore that.
It's all about that short-form, engaging content, and the user base is massive.
Okay, so podcasting now, which is interesting because it feels like everyone has a podcast these days.
They do, but the article makes a good case for why businesses should consider it.
So what's their argument?
Well, they say it's a really cost-effective way to reach new people, engage with your customers, and build authority.
Okay, so kind of similar to blogging in a way.
Yeah, in
But-
terms of building that long-term relationship.
And they really emphasize the power of brand storytelling.
Oh, yeah. Going beyond just like stats and figures.
Telling the story of your brand, you
Yeah.
know, the why behind what you do.
The human impact, your values, how you're making a difference.
Because people connect with stories.
They do. It's more engaging than just a list of features.
And podcasts are so personal, right?
They are. It's like having a conversation.
You hear someone's voice, you get a sense of their personality.
And that builds a deeper connection.
Makes people feel like they know you.
Exactly.
And of course, the content has to be good, relevant to your audience, addressing their pain points.
Absolutely.
And collaboration is a big one here, too.
Yeah, inviting guests onto your show is a great way to tap into new audiences.
Kind of like that affinity marketing we talked about.
Exactly. And you can collaborate virtually, so it's super flexible.
Okay. SEO time,
Mm-hmm.
which can be a bit intimidating,
It can feel like a black box sometimes.
right? All those algorithms and technical stuff.
But the article breaks it down in a really clear way.
So what's the gist?
Well, SEO is basically about making your website perform better in search engines like Google.
So when people search for stuff related to your business,
You show up.
you're at the top of the results.
Exactly. More visibility, more traffic.
And they talk about two main types of SEO, technical and on-site.
Technical is all the behind-the-scenes stuff like website speed and URL structure,
The stuff we don't usually see.
but it's important.
And then on-site SEO is all about the content keywords, blog post, all that good stuff.
Yeah, making sure your content is aligned with what people are searching for.
And they give a big warning about those shady SEO tactics,
Oh, yeah, the black hat stuff.
like trying to game the system with spammy links and keyword stuffing.
It might work in the short term, but in the long run, it can get you penalized.
Yeah, Google's not messing around.
They're not.
So what's the right way to do SEO?
Well, the article emphasizes creating high-quality content that's actually helpful.
So focusing on your audience, giving them what they need.
Exactly. Because Google's algorithm is getting smarter and smarter, it's all about rewarding that user-centric approach.
So no more keyword stuffing just for the sake of it.
Right. It has to be natural, readable, valuable content.
That's content that people actually want to read.
Exactly. And they talk about that balance between being human-friendly and search engine-friendly.
Which is interesting because now we have AI content in the mix.
Right. And while Google might not specifically punish AI content,
It seems like content written by humans for humans is still preferred.
yeah, it's generally seen as more valuable and engaging.
So at the end of the day, your content should be entertaining, informative, unique, and provide real value.
That's the sweet spot.
And SEO isn't just for your website either.
Right. It's also for your blog posts and even your YouTube videos.
It's all connected.
It is.
Okay, so let's talk AI then. Artificial intelligence, it's everywhere.
It's the buzzword of the moment.
And the article says that something like 83% of companies are prioritizing AI for growth.
Yeah, they see it as a huge opportunity.
And it can feel a little overwhelming, trying to figure out how to integrate it.
It can, but there are tools out there that make it easier.
They mentioned Hurry specifically, which is a platform that uses AI to help marketers make better decisions,
Yeah, so it's not about replacing humans, it's about augmenting our capabilities.
making us smarter, more efficient.
Exactly.
So what are some of the benefits of AI for marketing?
Well, first of all, it can analyze data way faster than humans.
Like those huge data sets that would take us forever to sift through.
AI can do it in seconds.
And that means faster decision-making.
Oh, absolutely. You get those insights quicker and you can act on them.
And then there's personalization. which is becoming so important.
Yeah, people want that customized experience.
They want to feel seen and understood.
And AI can do that by analyzing their behavior preferences, all that data we were talking about.
So you can send them the right message at the right time.
Exactly.
AI can also help with customer service, right?
Oh, yeah, chatbots are becoming really sophisticated.
They can answer questions, guide people through the sales process.
Freeing up your human team to deal with the more complex stuff.
It's like having a 247 support team.
Exactly.
And of course, AI can help with content creation.
Yeah, it can generate ideas, write first drafts, even help with email campaigns.
But the article stresses that human oversight is still crucial.
Oh, absolutely. You can't just let the AI run wild.
You need that human touch to ensure the content aligns with your brand and that it's accurate and engaging.
It's about collaboration between human and machine,
And the last AI benefit they mention is demand forecasting.
which is huge for inventory management.
Yeah, AI can analyze all those data points,
Yeah.
historical sales, current trends,
And predict what people are going to want in the future.
so you can stock up accordingly.
Minimize those costs of overstocking or understocking.
Makes your business more efficient.
Absolutely.
Okay, last but not least, referral marketing, which is all about harnessing the power of word of mouth.
Yeah, because people trust recommendations from their friends and family.
Way more than they trust ads.
The article actually says that something like 84% of people trust those personal recommendations.
That's a huge number.
It's a testament to the power of social proof.
So if your customers are happy, they're going to tell their friends.
And that can lead to new customers for you.
It's like a chain reaction.
Exactly. But the article also says you can't just sit back and hope for referrals.
Right.
You need to actively encourage them.
So how do you do that?
Incentives.
Give people a reason to spread the word?
Like cash rewards, gift cards, discounts.
Even branded swag?
Yeah, something to make it worth their while.
They mentioned the Dropbox example where they gave people extra storage space for referrals.
That's a classic one. It was super effective.
So we've covered a lot of ground here.
Yeah.
10 different marketing strategies.
It's a lot to take in.
It is, but as you've been listening, is there anything that's really resonated with you?
I think the overall message of the article is really important, that there's no one-size-fits-all solution.
Right, it's about finding the right combination of strategies for your business.
Exactly. And tailoring those strategies to your specific goals, your audience, your industry.
What works for one company might not work for another.
And it's a constantly evolving landscape, so you have to be willing to adapt and experiment.
Stay agile, stay curious.
Absolutely. And they emphasize the importance of tracking your results.
Measuring your ROI, seeing what's working and what's not.
And they mention the Hurry dashboard again as a tool for doing that.
Yeah, it's about making data-driven decisions.
So as you think about your own business, what strategies are you going to explore?
Which ones feel like the most promising right now?
And how can you start weaving these ideas into your current marketing plan?
It's also interesting to think about how these strategies can work together. A blog post can spark a social media conversation.
Which can lead to email signups.
And then maybe those people become loyal customers who refer their friends.
It's all interconnected.
It is. There's a lot to think about. But hopefully this deep dive has given you some solid ideas to get started.
I think so.
Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
And until next time, keep experimenting, keep learning, and keep growing.
That's what it's all about.